welcome back to Matt Hayes' Tottenham blog and to another episode of Transfer Talk. Today I'm going to be giving a quick overview of who Tottenham target Elseid Hysaj is, and I'm also going to be talking about the latest with regards to Christian Eriksen to Manchester United. Now, if you are new here and you haven't yet subscribed, what I do is these Transfer Talk videos plus match reviews, but I also do interactive live streams where I get your opinion on board and try and create a proper discussion around Tottenham. So if you want to get more content like that, please hit the subscribe button below and press that notification bell so you get notified whenever I upload or go live. So yesterday we heard that Tottenham are now in the market for a right back. This is something we were told wouldn't be happening this window because Pochettino was happy with the choices he had in that position. However, following the injury Juan Foyth suffered in the pre-season game against Bayern Munich, it looks like Pochettino is now looking to kind of bulk up in that position. And the player that Sky Sports have said we have identified as a potential target is Elseid Hysaj. Now, Elseid Hysaj is a 25-year-old right back for Napoli, who's also a mainstay in the Albanian national team. He started his career out at Empoli in Italy, but moved to Napoli in 2015 and has been a very big player for them since then. Now, there are a few other teams supposedly interested in Elseid Hysaj, and one of these teams is Juventus, and that's fully understandable considering Hysaj made his breakthrough at Napoli when Maurizio Sarri was in charge. He made his debut there and was a really good player in their team for quite a while under Maurizio Sarri, so I would understand the interest there from Juventus. But also, about a year into his time at Napoli in February of 2016, Hysaj was named in the Serie A's Best Youth 11, and that included players like Paulo Dybala, Paul Pogba, Mauro Icardi and Mbaye Niang. Now, three of those four have gone to do really well, but Niang has had a few loan spells, one at Watford most recently. So he's definitely held in high regard in Italy. He's made well in excess of 100 appearances for Napoli, and he's 47 caps for Albania. Now, in last season he made 35 appearances for Napoli, but he only got 2 assists, and in his entire career he has over 300 appearances, but has only scored 2 goals and made 8 assists. Now, this is something that I personally be worried about if he is going to come to Tottenham, because our fullbacks are a very important part of our team first and foremost. Now, he is a strong player and he would fit in that way, but they're such an offensive threat to our team, and their attacking capabilities are something that we depend on quite a bit. Now, in terms of his strengths, he's really good. He likes to play short passes, playing with Napoli, especially playing with that Sarri ball that he had under Maurizio Sarri, and now under Carlo Ancelotti. They're a team who like to play really short passes, and they try to keep possession, and those two things are something Hysaj is really good at. But it's his crossing that has let him down quite a bit. It's a weakness in his game, and that is something I'd be worried about with him coming into Tottenham, but it's a problem that can certainly be addressed. And with the choices we have in right back at the moment, I think bringing in someone of his experience, of his quality, it could be very, very worth it, and I think we will see at least an attempt to bring him in. Now, we were expecting Juan Foyth to be out for a lot longer than he is. He suffered lateral cruciate damage to his ankle in the game against Bayern Munich, and he'll actually be returning to training next month. But with the injury Serge Aurier has at the moment and Kyle Walker-Peters' inexperience, you can understand why Tottenham are looking to replace the injured Foyth with a new right back. Now, the choices that we have, as I said, Serge Aurier, at the moment he's injured, but it's not a long-term injury. When he comes back, personally, I don't think he'd be the best option for there. He's a great player and he showed that throughout his time at PSG, but I think he's just too rash and he's too inconsistent, and he doesn't seem to have what it takes to make it in the Premier League, unfortunately. Now, Kyle Walker-Peters, as I said, he's really inexperienced, and he's a player who has a lot of quality and even more potential, and I think it is only a matter of time before he becomes an important part of our team. But as I've kind of mentioned in the past, you see, fullbacks are usually a lot older when they get into the first team. Like, you don't often see young fullbacks breaking into sides. Like, look at the fullbacks we've had over the last 5 or so years. You have Danny Rose, Kyle Walker, Kieran Trippier, and Ben Davis, and all of them are in their mid to late 20s now. So you don't usually see young right backs in there. And even looking at the best throughout the world, you have Joshua Kimmich, who's probably an exception to the rule. He's in his early 20s, and he's doing really well at Bayern Munich, but he does play a lot in that holding midfield role as well. Then you have likes of Danny Carvajal, Jordi Alba, David Alaba. They're all, as I said, in their mid to late 20s. So Kyle Walker-Peters, you wouldn't be expecting him, I suppose, to make that break into the team. But as I said, he has a lot of quality, a lot of potential, and he has shown that in the few times he has gotten in the team. But I think for him, maybe a loan deal out or just getting a bit more time with the youth team or the reserve team could be what's best for him at the moment. Juan Foyth injured, but probably with the three that we have, in my opinion, our best choice in that position. He did exceptionally for Argentina in right back throughout the Copa America over the summer. And it's somewhere that Pochettino sees him in the future. Of course, we've been told that Pochettino just one day in training pulled Foyt aside and spoke to him about potentially continuing his career in right back, and it's something they both seem eager to do. And I think if Pochettino wants to play him in right back, then we have to trust that that is probably the best thing for him. Pochettino, I mean, as you know, he's a genius. Now, there's a few other players that have been mentioned with perhaps filling in that right back role if needed. Eric Dyer, Davinson Sanchez, and most recently Moussa Sissoko. Now, Dyer has played in right back in the played right back in the past, and it is a position that he's known to have played. He can play in that whole midfield role or centre back and right back, and I think that versatility is why he's still in our squad at the moment. Because over the last year or two, he hasn't shown much quality. He suffered a lot of injuries. He's been inconsistent, but his versatility is could prove to be very, very beneficial for us. Personally, I wouldn't like to see him in that right back role now because, as I've said with Hysaj, he needs that attacking capabilities. And Dyer, he isn't the quickest player in the world, and he isn't known for his crossing because at Tottenham he's never found himself in positions where he needs to cross because he's playing in a more central role. With Davinson Sanchez, I think defensively he'd do absolutely brilliantly. Of course, he does that in centre back anyway. He's a really quick player. I think his pace is one of the most underrated in our team. So he would have the pace, but again, it's just when he gets into that final third, is he able to cross? Is he able to pick out the right passes? You know, 'cause he's never found himself in those positions. And finally, Moussa Sissoko, who's been mentioned kind of in the last week or so, and I think it's an interesting one because he seems to have all the things that I've mentioned there. He's quick, he's powerful, he's good going forward, he's good defensively, and he does seem to have developed his attacking skills. He's been a lot better there than he was in recent years. So he does seem to have all those things, but I just personally can't see that happening. I can't see him doing a good job in right back, unfortunately. And I'm sure it is because he just hasn't played there before. But I think he's really good for us in that centre midfield role, even though we have Ndombele and Winks now. I think that rotation in there is really important because of the strenuous role that they have in there. I personally just can't see Sissoko making it in right back. I mean, I hope I'm proved wrong because that would mean we'd have a really, really strong right back for the season ahead if we don't sign Hysaj and if the options we have at the moment don't work out. But unfortunately, I personally cannot see Sissoko doing well in that role. So at the moment, I think our best option is Hysaj. I mean, it's not going to be too hard to develop his crossing because with the players that we have in the team now, they were never really known for their crossing, and Pochettino got them up to the level they are quite quickly. So I do think Pochettino could work wonders with Hysaj. Now, the other bit of news that has broken in the last couple of days, well, not broken, but has been mentioned, is Christian Eriksen to Manchester United. Now, we know we all hate selling players to Premier League clubs or top six rivals. I mean, you don't really have to explain why that is stupid, but I think at the moment, to get the money into the club and to guarantee that we're not at a massive financial risk, this could be the best thing for us. And I hate to say it because it's awful to see your top players go to your opposition teams. But I think with the fact that Eriksen now only has a year left in his contract, and personally I find it very unlikely at this stage that he will sign a new contract. I think it may be best to just offload him now. Daniel Levy apparently wants around £50 million, which would be almost enough to secure the signing of Bruno Fernandes, who would be a replacement for Christian Eriksen. I'm not sure how real this one is, but it wouldn't be the end of the world in my opinion if he did go to United. Now again, I hate selling to our opposition sides, and I'd rather that wasn't the case, but because of the situation we're in now and because we've let it go on for so long without him signing a contract or without a European team coming in to sign him, it's worrying where we are with him at the moment. As I said, I can't see him signing a new contract. 1 year left in his deal. We can't. A player of his quality, we simply cannot let him go for free next summer. And with the likes of Bruno Fernandes and Giovanni Lo Celso, apparently it's still realistic that we'll be signing them. Lo Celso first and then Fernandes as a replacement for Eriksen. I think we mightn't be in a position next season or the season after where we have these two playmakers or midfielders of such quality, both who seem very willing to come to Tottenham and where the funds actually seem to be there to buy them, I suppose, provided Eriksen leaves. So I think because of that situation where we can really sign these two fantastic players, I think it may be worth it just letting Eriksen go, unfortunately, to a top six Premier League team, because the European teams just the interest doesn't seem to be there. Real Madrid have turned their attention to Paul Pogba and Donny van de Beek, and Bayern Munich, I'm not sure what's going on with them, because they do need a midfielder. They just lost Ian Robben and Frank Ribery, and James Rodriguez, his loan deal has expired and he's gone back to Real Madrid. and while they do have a strong team, they don't have the players in that position that they had last year. So I'm really intrigued as to why they're not pursuing a deal for Eriksen or even Danny van de Beek from Ajax. He was available for quite a long time. It's taken a good bit for Real Madrid to progress in that deal. But unfortunately, that just seems to be the best thing for us at the moment. But look, there's 3 days left now in the window. Let's see what happens. So as I said, if you are new here and you want more content like this, plus interactive live streams, please hit the subscribe button down below and hit the notification bell so you get notified whenever I upload or go live. If you have enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and comment down below what you think about the latest developments in Tottenham's transfer window. Thanks for watching.